the drill.
That's the drill.
Logan's drill.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another video. So today I am very excited to share this video because I finally got some spring cleaning done. My morning sickness, which has really been all day sickness, has been pretty bad lately. So days like this where I can kind of pull things back together are very exciting. And even though I've been struggling with all day sickness, I've had cravings where I just had to make a treat. I actually showed some of these on Instagram and a bunch of you guys asked to see all of these recipes that are in this video, and so I really hope you guys enjoy the video today. Last but not least, if you want to see more exclusive content from me, I've actually been making extra videos over on Patreon now for a couple of years, and I'm still doing so. So if you want to check that out, I will have that linked down below. And with all of that being said, let's hop right in. All right, so we're starting off in the bedroom. That's where you start, right? When you're giving things a good clean. So I started off by, brushing off my sheets, straightening them out, pulling everything down tight. So you didn't see this part because I just fast forwarded, but I actually sprayed down the sheets a little bit with an essential oils mist and then let them stay open to air for like 30 minutes or so. And then I came back and made the bed with Logie. He loves it when I make the bed. He always wants to help and destroy it all at the same time. By the way, the two blankets that are on my bed, the fur blanket is actually from my mom's business. It's called Don't Freak, It's Faux. They're the softest, coziest, warmest blankets ever. And I do have my own discount code. So if you want to check out her site, I literally can't recommend her stuff enough. And it's not just because I'm her daughter. And then I always get questions about this quilt. This is from a company called Kantha Bae. I absolutely love that whole brand. And I love this quilt. Random, but Logie and I were watching a sourdough English muffin tutorial video while we were making the bed. And then I feel kind of bad because I didn't get any footage of him putting it together, but he was looking at the instruction manual for this toy that we got recently at the recommendation of my friend Robin Riley here online. It's a really cool toy because basically it's a giant truck and it comes with a drill and you put the truck together piece by piece. So then you have a truck to play with, but you also got to put it together.
That's the drill.
That's the drill.
Logan's drill.
So there's a lot of things that are still packed away, a lot of things that just are not set up to our routine, I guess you would say, quite yet. And one of them, I'm saying that because I was sweeping on this day, and not that I never sweep when my Roomba is set up, but we don't have our Roomba set up yet, and I had let our floors get way too gross. So I decided I wanted to sweep the house on this day. And also I decided I wanted to wipe down our brand new side tables because they are not brand new to us. While we were wiping them down, by the way, we had videos from Little House on the Mountain playing on the TV. My friend Lee and her husband make beautiful videos, and I highly recommend checking them out. So back to the side tables, we actually picked these up recently. My mom spotted them on Facebook Marketplace. So we got both side tables for 25 bucks, like total, 2 side tables for 25 bucks. So we were like, okay, we can literally solve our side table problem tonight and only pay 25 bucks. So we made the decision fast. So yeah, random, but when I was cleaning, I saw our chat books book and I had to quickly scroll through this if you haven't seen me do this in my videos because these pictures of Logan are way too cute. So with my morning sickness, one food that I have eaten a lot in the last few weeks, unfortunately, are bagels. Now, that's really a throwback to me in a previous life. I used to have a bagel for breakfast like most days of my life, but I have, I guess, worked, you could say, hard to not have that be my breakfast every day. So it's low-key annoying that I'm back on this bandwagon, but seriously, the sickness waves have been so intense. So pretty self-explanatory, but I felt like everything needed a good wipe down. So I scrubbed and wiped off the counters as well as my Berkey water filter. By the way, I know I've still never done a full-on review, but we love our Berkey water filter. So if you've been debating getting one, I highly recommend it. I actually actually have a link and I think a code, and I will put that down below if you want to check them out. But this is our favorite water filter we've had in our marriage by far. By the way, if you're wondering about my cleaner, I do use a blend of essential oils, so a fully natural cleaner around my house. I actually hadn't unpacked all of this for a while in the beginning, and so I ended up using a traditional, we'll call it toxic cleaner on my mirrors, and I was blown away at just the difference in harshness between my natural cleaning products, my essential oils based cleaning products versus just traditional ones. So like I've mentioned, I'm happy to be slowly unpacking and getting things cleaned and just feeling more and more like home. Snack break. Logan wanted a string cheese, so I pulled one out for him. Just so you know, I usually cut the string cheese in half, and then if he eats that half and wants the other half, then I will give him the other half. So right before the first frost last year, Dan rushed, and I remember the day like it was yesterday. He literally was like, I have to do this and I have to do this now. And he got the garlic planted. And this is only our second time, actually, maybe it's our third time growing garlic. But if you didn't know, garlic, like a baby, takes 9 months to grow. So you're kind of holding your breath in the beginning, especially because it's underneath the cold winter ground for the first few months. But it's sprouted, guys. I'm very excited about that situation. Speaking of things that I'm excited about, this piece above our island that we got from AQ Lighting is something that I look at every day in our kitchen, and I'm just shocked that it's actually our light. I love it so much. And if you're in the market for new lighting, I highly recommend it, and I'm going to leave the link to AQ Lighting down below in the info box. So these books were actually given to us by Dan's mom because they are from Dan's childhood, or from the boys' childhood when they were kids and homeschooling. So some of these books are 30 years old and they're in beautiful condition. So because they're old and they're kind of prized possessions, he has to be more monitored with them. He's getting better at not ripping things, but he did initially rip a couple of pages out, but he really enjoys looking at these books. Logan just likes books in general. And then also Logan really likes animals too, much like his dad. So he hung out and read, and I continued to sweep, and he went back and forth with all the books, changed his mind a few times. And watching this clip is just bringing back my memory to how much I can't wait to have our Roomba set up again one day. So I get a lot of questions about this couch and how we like it. Now, talk to me in a couple of years, now that I have a toddler and another baby on the way. I just keep saying, we will see. By the way, Logan is purposefully walking backwards. I've been doing the knees over toes program kind of lately. Just Google knees over toes guy. Anyways, walking backwards is part of that routine, so he was imitating me. So back to the couch. We've had it now for maybe 3 years, 3.5 years, maybe a little longer. We love it. I love that the entire couch is machine washable. You can unzip the whole thing. And that's great because now we find ourselves doing that every 6 months or so. And Zoe loves getting cozy on a Don't Freak It's Faux blanket in front of the fire. By the way, this fan is also from AQ Lighting, and I'm also obsessed with it. So I try to do laundry pretty much every day. I don't find myself going more than 2 days typically without doing laundry. So I had a little bit of whites to do today, which is pretty much just my towels. So I folded those up, put them away, and then I grabbed one of these strawberry sparkly water drinks to try to soothe my nauseous tummy. Okay, so I made this on Instagram the other day and people were begging me to show how I made it. So these are kind of like chocolate crunch bars. So I started off with some canned chickpeas that I had rinsed, and then I put coconut oil and tossed them in the coconut oil, and then I put a little bit of cinnamon on top, and then I put the chickpeas on a baking tray and I spread them out so each little pea has like room to roast. And then I put them in the oven, I believe at 425 for like 25, 30 minutes. You can go check my Pinterest, by the way. I believe I pinned a couple of these kinds of recipes. They were all a little different, so it's flexible. So then I took about half a cup of these chocolate chips and I melted them. Then I ultimately decided on these heart molds I had to make the chocolate bars. When the chocolate was fully melted, I put in a scoop of this keto cocoa pecan butter that I recently picked up at Costco just to add another flavor to the mix. And then I took that mixture of the melted chocolate and then the pecan butter and I drizzled it on top of the chickpeas. Then I put a little bit of chunky Malden sea salt on top and then froze the chocolate, and oh my goodness, it tastes like you would hope it tastes. It really, really comes out great. And the chickpeas stay crunchy, and 10 out of 10, I recommend. So we'll just stay on the pregnancy craving bandwagon. And on this day, now this wasn't just me. This was actually Dan too, but we were both craving an apple pie. Now, if you watch all my day in my life videos, you might remember that the first time I ever baked a pie ever, possibly even like tried a pie, I mean, that can't be true, but it feels like it's true, was back over Thanksgiving when I made an apple pie with a group of friends. So I wanted to try to make it again today. So I had my flour in my bowl, and what I'm grating right now is cold butter. This is a genius hack that I saw Tastemade do on their Pinterest. So rather than cutting the butter up into cubes, you can grate it. Now, I kind of wish I had stuck the butter in the freezer a few minutes before, not to freeze it solid, but because once you get going, the friction and the heat of your hands heats up the butter, and then the flakes kind of want to clump together, which kind of defeats the whole purpose of having the butter like, you know, cubed or shredded, but not fully. It definitely was easier than cubing my butter like I've done in the past. But next time I just may pop the butter in the freezer for like 15 minutes beforehand as well. I will link the pie crust recipe that I basically follow down below. You should know I use a full stick of butter though in my recipe. So apparently there's like a billion ways to make an apple pie. And this recipe that my friend taught me is not only super yummy, but super easy because you don't have to cook the apples ahead of time. It just cooks together while you're baking the pie in the oven. So I was nervous about this time because I've never made two pie doughs, or two pie crusts back to back. The apple pie needs two because it needs a base and then the top. Whereas when I make a pecan pie, there is no top to it. So I felt like I was just kind of like figuring it out on the fly. There's probably a way smarter way to do this. Like I probably should have stuck the other dough back in the fridge or the freezer till I was ready to work with it. But this was me making my dough, which totally ended up working. It wasn't beautiful, but it worked and it was tasty. And everybody always comments on how great this pie crust is. So just telling you, it worked. So then I brushed some egg whites on top, and then I also sprinkled some coconut sugar. Lately in life, I almost always just sub out sugar for coconut sugar. I just love it. Then I put tin foil around the quote unquote crust, even though there wasn't really a crust on this. I still wanted to cover the edges. I stuck it in the oven, and then I began to make the only thing that sounded good on this night, and that was a grilled cheese. So, I mean, this was really random, but I shredded up some of our Tillamook cheddar cheese. I scooped on some of this Greek yogurt spinach artichoke dip, and then I put my shredded cheddar cheese as well as some chopped up sun-dried tomatoes on top. Then I put some Dijon mustard on the other piece of sourdough toast. I love Dijon mustard. Slapped that together. Then I pulled my pie out of the oven, which I think is the least prettiest pie I've ever made. Oh, A for effort, Nikki. And then I grilled up my sandwich, which it was as good as it looks. And then Dan actually just had some frozen shrimp pasta that night, and me and Logie split this grilled cheese sandwich, and then probably some stuff on the side. Not sure, but this was the star of the show and what I got on camera. If you made it this far in the video, let me know in the comments down below that you were here. Say hi. Let me know if you're working on any cool projects for the spring, or you're excited to work on any cool projects. And I will, God willing, see you guys back here very soon with another new video. All right, bye.